Ilia Topuria's personal life just hit headlines, but inside the cage, even bigger shockwaves erupted. Arman Tsarukyan's title match turned into chaos after a last-second illegal knee and a yellow card. Tsarukyan then choked out a late replacement rival with seconds left. Now, insiders are calling the division night and day, with Tsarukyan firing off at bums he says are not on his level. Is this the moment everything changes, or is there another scandal just waiting to explode? Arman Tsarukyan's match against Mehdi Baduv didn't just deliver a finish, it delivered pure chaos. The bout, set up after a late opponent change according to fan reports, brought together Tsarukyan's relentless wrestling against Baduv's grappling credentials. Early on, everything looked like a classic no-gi chess match, but that changed in an instant. In the middle of a clinch, Baduv landed a sharp elbow, an illegal move in this rule set. Tsarukyan, running on pure MMA instinct, fired back with a knee to the body, another strike not allowed under grappling rules. The referee jumped in, halting the action as both corners erupted. Tsarukyan got slapped with a yellow card, the standard penalty for a foul at this level. No points deducted, but a clear warning that another slip could end his night. The tension in the room was obvious. Baduv, fired up by the exchange, threw a retaliatory kick as the match resumed, but Tsarukyan's focus locked in. With the clock winding down, he seized an opening. In the final scramble, Tsarukyan took Baduv's back and cinched in a rear naked choke. Baduv tapped with just 13 seconds left on the clock. The penalty didn't matter in the end. Tsarukyan had the finish and the belt, even with the controversy swirling around the foul. No appeals, no official protest. The referee's yellow card stood, but the result held. Tsarukyan's win didn't just add hardware to his shelf, it gave him ammunition for every future claim about dominance. He left the mat with the belt, a highlight reel submission, and a reputation for handling chaos without losing his edge. For fans, the illegal knee and the last gasp finish turned a routine match into the kind of drama that keeps the division talking for weeks. Mehdi Baduv didn't wait long to weigh in after the match, and he didn't hold back. As someone who has grappled with both Arman Tsarukyan and Islam Makhachev behind closed doors, Baduv dropped a verdict that set MMA forums on fire. According to Baduv, the difference between the two is night and day. His words, "In 9 minutes, Islam would submit Arman a couple of times, easy." That is not just a casual jab, it is a shot at Tsarukyan's entire claim to being the division's next big thing. Baduv broke it down further for anyone still doubting. He called Tsarukyan's wrestling sticky and relentless, but pointed out that Islam's control and submission game are on a completely different level. Arman's tough, but Islam has everything: pressure, position, finishing. It is not even close. For a lot of fans, that is the kind of gym talk that usually stays in the gym, but once it leaks, it changes how people look at the title picture. Tsarukyan, never shy about firing back, doubled down on his public persona. He has been calling out the so-called bums in the lightweight and adjacent divisions for months. In his words, there is a levels, I'm not fake like Patty Pearman making rank by themselves. UFC just bring him up because they want to give him title fight. He is not interested in fighting hype machines or social media darlings. He wants top contenders or nothing, and he is not just talking. Tsarukyan made it clear he is ready to serve as a backup for any big title fight, but he is not wasting time on names he sees as manufactured. With Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett set for an interim shot at UFC 324, Tsarukyan's message is simple: vacate it or I'll take it. That attitude, paired with Baduv's insider shade, has the division on edge, and it is forcing everyone to pick a side. Is Tsarukyan the real future, or just the loudest voice in the room? Joaquin Buckley is not holding back when it comes to Khamzat Chimaev's wrestling heavy approach. On a recent podcast, Buckley called out Chimaev for playing it safe on the ground, saying, "He's dead scared they might knock you out, so he's hugging instead of fighting." Buckley did not just throw shade, he pointed straight to Khabib Nurmagomedov as the blueprint for how grappling should look, reminding everyone that Khabib broke opponents with relentless ground and pound and constant movement. Buckley's take is clear. If Chimaev wants to be mentioned in the same breath as Khabib, he needs to do more than just hold people down. The debate is everywhere. Some fans see Chimaev's control as smart, others call it stalling. Meanwhile, legacy talk is heating up at the top of the lightweight and welterweight divisions. Islam Makhachev's name keeps coming up in double champ conversations, but not everyone is convinced he's a natural welterweight. His entire UFC run has been at 155 pounds. Against true 170-pounders, his size advantage disappears. You already know what happens when a dominant lightweight moves up. Sometimes it is John Jones at heavyweight, sometimes it is a reality check. To me, Islam is not a natural 170-pound fighter, and if he chases that second belt, real welterweights like Shavkat or Khamzat could expose that gap. But the GOAT talk gets louder with every win, and if Islam pulls it off, he will have a claim few can match. Social media beef is fueling the next wave of matchups too. Joshua Van took a shot at Manel Kape after a cancelled fight, claiming Kape was saved by pulling out. Kape did not let it slide. He fired back online. "Show up like the little good boy you are, I'll put you to sleep." The tone is pure fight sell, personal, mocking, and guaranteed to get the fans tagging the UFC for a booking. And speaking of bookings, the UFC just locked in Alex Morono versus Daniil Donenko for February 7th. Morono comes in with a record of 23 wins and 10 losses and badly needs a win after dropping 3 in a row. Donenko, the TUF 33 winner, is 24 years old and hungry to prove he belongs on the main roster. For Morono, it is must-win territory. For Donenko, it is a shot to turn prospect hype into a real career. With all these clashes, whether it is style, legacy, or pure social media heat, February is shaping up to be a month where talk finally meets action. Bo Nickal's withdrawal from RAF4 sent a ripple through the wrestling world. No explanation, just a short statement and a wave of speculation. Pat Downey stepped in against Yoel Romero with barely a week to prepare. Downey's credentials were never in question, but Nickal's absence left a gap. RAF's promoter tried to steady the ship, promising Nickal would headline RAF 5 in January, with the winner earning a shot at him. The division's future suddenly felt wide open, every storyline up for grabs. Outside the cage, headlines kept coming. Mark Zuckerberg's 3-round sparring session with Merab Dvalishvili surfaced online, Zuckerberg in MMA gloves, taking a slap and working through counters. Aljamain Sterling weighed in, calling out Zuckerberg's effort. He doesn't need to do this, but he's in the gym grinding. Respect. Some dismissed it as a stunt, others admitted he was putting in the work. The spectacle blurred the line between celebrity and athlete, fueling debate about who belongs in the gym. The shocks continued. Movlid Khaibaliyev, fresh off a 5th-round submission win in PFL, tested positive for recombinant erythropoietin, known as EPO, the same drug that cost TJ Dillashaw his title. Khaibaliyev received a 1-year suspension, lost his featherweight belt, and forfeited a $1 million payday. Brendan Loughnane, edged out by split decision, called it devastating. "That fight literally cost me millions." The scandal stained more than one name, as PED busts often do. Ilia Topuria's divorce and legal battles spilled into public view. Spanish media detailed a split, a civil lawsuit, and financial claims from his ex. Topuria denied abuse allegations, called the case extortion, and paused his title defenses to focus on his children. The UFC booked an interim lightweight title fight, but left Topuria's belt untouched, sparking debate about legitimacy. Ryan Garcia then challenged Topuria to a 12-round boxing match, reigniting the boxing versus MMA rivalry. With injuries, legal storms, doping bans, and crossover callouts, the division's future feels less about rankings and more about who survives the chaos. In a sport where reputations shift overnight, every call-out, controversy, or personal headline now shapes real-world title shots and legacies. with fight bookings and public beef fueling constant uncertainty. The only sure thing is that careers can change with a single tweet or a single mistake. Drop your take below.